you can't hear me by any chance anymore, please just drop a message in the chat section so I will know when I'm offline. Yeah, so I won't just be okay. So I won't just be talking. Yeah, so I can't hear anything. Ah, Jesus Christ. Sorry, can anybody hear anything? Okay. All right, that's cool. So please, for those that can't hear me, probably you should rejoin or something. Yeah. So please, just we are still waiting for more people to join. By 2:10 we are going to start. Yeah. Actually, I'm not a music fan, or I don't play a lot of music, so I don't really have any music on my laptop actually. Yeah. But before we actually officially start the event, I would like to welcome some of our speakers that are already on this call, the likes of Adewale Ayoola, Ayomide Onibokun, and also David Egorp. So all these people are formerly GDSC member. That is, they are our alumni. Actually, they graduated from Oduduwa University and they have been doing well in tech actually. So that's why we just want to tap from their knowledge, from their wisdom, from how they were able to skate through OUI and also start making millions in tech. So that's what we actually want to hear from them. We want to know, a lot of people used to ask people, like, probably you have a friend that is making million, you'll be asking the friend like, show me the way. So basically we want this call is for them to actually show us the way. So that's it basically. So they'll be showing us the way this afternoon. So it will be very okay if we have a lot of people on this call, because you have always been asking what is the way. Now this is the way, and you need to be aware of it. So please share this. If you know anybody particularly, that is, you have some friends that have actually registered for the event, message them, go to their DMs and ask them to actually join the group. I think that would be actually more, it will yield more results. Yeah. So if you can go to people's DM and actually message them to join the event, for those that you know already, yeah, so it will be easy for people to actually join. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually like some few seconds left for it to be 2:10. Okay. I hope. Wait, can our speaker actually omit their mic? Because the way I'm seeing the controller on this my Bevy is like, it's not showing availability for them to. It's not even showing the mic icon and all. Please, can you guys confirm if you can actually unmute your mic and talk? That's for Ayomide, Ayoola, and David. Can you confirm if you can talk, please? Okay, let me see if let me see moderator. Okay, I think you should be able to now. I think I just I'm trying to check through the function so I will enable the. Okay, yeah. So please, David, please, can you check if you can talk now?
My David or someone else.
What do you say?
My David or someone else.
David Egorp. Not okay, not you actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I can talk. Yes, I can see the mic. Okay. Ayoola, you can also see the mic, right? I can't hear. Oh my Jesus. This network want to show us again today. Please, Ayomide Python, if you can hear, probably you should try and rejoin the call or something. Maybe that will work or something.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, Samuel.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Alright, yeah. So okay.
Okay, that's cool. So I can hear. Okay, Ayomide Onibokun. Probably he will rejoin the call. So it's already 2:12. So we'll be starting now while we are still waiting for other people to join us. So nonetheless, you can still message people, you can DM them and ask them to join the call because we actually need more people to be on this call. Yeah. So anybody that you know personally that are supposed to be on this call, please message them. You can message them as you are also listening to um what we are saying here. Yeah, so we can start doing that now. So I want to welcome everybody to this wonderful event that we have. I and my team have actually came up with. So the major idea about the event is for us to hear from our alumni, that is those that have graduated from this school. Some graduated like during the last convocation that happened, I think 3rd of this month. That is, yeah, 3rd of this month. And some already graduated like 2022, 2021, I guess. Yeah. So we actually just invite all of them to actually, not, this is not actually all of them, but most of them that are actually doing well in tech already, to come and inspire us and also to come and shed more light on how they were able to skate through school and also how they were able to gain their feet in tech and everything they were able to accomplish today. So here with me I have Ayoola Adewale is a front-end engineer. So he's a front-end engineer. Um I have David Egorp is a lead designer. So anybody that is interested in going into design majorly. So David Egorp is into design totally. That is product design or UI UX as you may call it. Yeah, anything design majorly. Yeah, and we have um Ayomide Onibokun here. Actually, is into a lot of stuff. Is into backend development actually, and he writes a lot of language. If you are interested in going into backend, you want to write Python and a lot of other awesome language. So that is Ayomide. So I'll be inviting our speaker now to actually unmute their mic and introduce themselves. So I'll be starting with Ayomide Onibokun. Sir, please can you unmute your mic and introduce yourself briefly before we proceed? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
It's great to be here. Thank you for the invite. It's really nice to speak to the community once again after many years ago. So I really appreciate the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. So please, I would like you to like introduce yourself briefly, like this, what you do currently, and any other introduction you want to do, sir.
Okay. As you all know, my name is Ayomide Onibokun, and I study computer engineering in OUI, and also I was the second lead of GDSC OUI, and also I'm also the founder of Tech, and I also work as a backend developer. So I do full backend right now. So and during my free time, I also work as a community activist. That's pretty much about.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much, sir. So for those that does not that are not aware, is the second GDSC lead of OUI chapter. This is the fourth year of GDSC or not in OUI. So it's the second lead after Peterson. Peterson was the first lead. Then Ayomide was the second lead. Then Kausa was the third. Then Samuel now is the fourth lead. Yeah, so that is Ayomide Onibokun. So I'll be calling on Ayoola Ayoola now to introduce himself. Ayoola Adewale. Please, sir, help us unmute your mic and introduce yourself, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Samuel. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. All right, my name is Ayoola Adewale. I studied computer science in UI. I finished this year. That was in November. I'm currently working as a front-end engineer, and during my spare time, I work as a back-end engineer as well. Back-end engineer. This is just like a role I'm just transitioning into. So I've been on it for like some months now. So yeah, that's majorly everything here.
Interesting. So that's very nice. So you can see it's not just front end, it's both front end and back end. So for those that are aspiring to become a full stack developer, both front end and back end, that is Ayoola for you. Yeah, so the next person on my list now is David Egorp. You know, we have been mentioning back end front end since, but we have something different as well. So David Egorp, I believe I'm pronouncing this stuff very well. David Egorp, please, sir, can you unmute yourself and please introduce yourself? Yeah.
Hey, what's up? My name is David Egorp. You're pronouncing it well. You can call me Drones. I am a product designer. I also enjoy development, even though I'm not good at it. Yeah, I lead design currently at Egorp. It's a, basically at this point, it's an AI startup that is making e accessible for people. Yeah, I'm a graduate of Consular University. Uh, so many other things, but that's just a brief.
All right. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, we still have some speaker that is Habeeb and Peterson. Actually, Habeeb just messaged me now. He's trying to join the call. So, probably once he joined, he will also introduce himself. But before then, now, as I said earlier, this call is to basically we all have this slang which I cited earlier, which is for people that you know that are already doing well. Probably you are studying mass communication now, you are in 200 level, and you know one senior that is in 300 level or 400 level, and the senior is like a straight A student, and you want to ask the senior like, please show me the way how you are doing those stuff. So now in this tech aspects, all these people that are speaker, they are all doing well. When I mean doing well, they are all doing well. I actually know everybody that's a speaker here, so they are all doing well. So we actually want to ask them to show us the way, basically. That is how they were able to survive OUI and tech. How they were able to like balance everything together. How they were able to like get started in tech and also handle school while and school stress. So in case you have any question, you can start writing them down now, so we can ask the speaker, because that's it's just like a panel section actually. That is, you ask them question, then they'll respond to you. But before then, I have some list of questions that I've actually prepared for our speaker, and they will be answering, every of the speaker will be answering the question actually. But for the audience, that is for the attendance of this event, you can also type your own personal question that you ask for any of them. If it's a general question, just type the question, and if it's just for a speaker, you can just type the question and put the name of the speaker you want to answer the question. Yeah. So before then, while waiting for you guys question, I have some question here that I will just um ask our speaker now. So now this question is a general question that is to all our speaker. So and the question goes thus: please, can you share a memorable experience or project from your time as an undergraduate that significantly influenced your career in tech? I will repeat the question again. Yeah, can you, or let me even copy, I will repeat the question and I'll copy it and paste in the chat section so you can actually see it. Yeah. So the question goes thus: can you share a memorable experience or projects from your time as an undergraduate, that is while you are still a student in OUI, that significantly influence your career in tech? So that's the question for our speaker. So I would like anybody that actually want to go first can go first. Well, I would like David actually to go first. So please, can you help us answer that question?
Okay, so a very good experience project for my time as an undergraduate. So yeah, there was this project. If you guys can hear me well, there's no background noise or anything, Abi.
Yes, I can hear you well. I hope this is for everybody.
Awesome, awesome. So there was this project called Safe Ride, and I think there are two. I didn't really work on Safe Ride that much, but I think there are two projects. There's one tax project. It was an app I was building with Peterson at the time. It was supposed to be our there's this Google hackathon stuff that Google does where I'm forgetting the name. Now you guys did it this year now, I'll be last year. It is this Google you can chip in anywhere Samuel. Sorry,
Yes.
this exactly. I can't remember the name again, right? So that project, we were supposed to do it during our time. So I and Peterson kept working on that project. It was a tax project that was supposed to allow you to be able to pay your tax as a business person very easily. And that project was fun. Well, the project did scale past the first stage, but I think what was interesting about it overall was that it gave me the opportunity to go back and see that like really learn more on taxing, how does tax system work, how does how like basically how tax system works in other countries versus how it works here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a very typical place where people collect your tax to go face to face and collect like in shops. They will come with a receipt and give you and collect cash and go back. Or you can bribe them and they won't give you receipts and go back. So all those kind of things. If you are building an app that works, you have to get the government regulatories in place. So that particular project was one of the most interesting projects I worked because aside from learning all those aspects as a designer, coming up with okay, this is how it works physically. Now how do you transfer that to a digital like flow of how will it work? So who are people on the other end? When somebody comes to your office, how do they collect the money? Who do they give it to? Now when they give it to somebody else, how do they document it? At the other end, Peterson was also showing me like say, oh, this is how it works digitally in terms of this is how the code base works. If this connects to this page, this is the database that will hold this information. It's different from this information. It's different from this one. I didn't know all of that until that project happened. When I started learning that, okay, like every project has its own different phase. When I mean phase, like has its own different steps. Like this is the physical process, and this digital aspect. Like the developers go through a lot of sketching on their own to understand how the backend connects to the front end, where your name will go to the database and where your phone number will go to the database. That opened my mind to all of that. That was interesting. I think another dope one that really like influenced my career was the project I worked with Alpha, called it took our time to develop it, but it was very interesting for me. I still have the research, I still have the videos I made about the research on my YouTube or anywhere anybody wants to take it.
All right.
I have to talk to people physically and do so many things that there's just so much information that is on that research. I can send it to you to read about it. But there are two different projects that really influenced my career while I was in school.
All right. Thank you very much for that answer. I hope everybody also gained one or two stuff from the answer. So as he mentioned, the GDSC as a community have a like an annual challenge, this Google Solution Challenge. That I believe that's what he's trying to mention. That actually uh, come about that project he was working on. So it's a Google Solution Challenge. It happened every year. So yeah, so that's what he was trying to say earlier. So that project as well, that challenge also will be happening next year for GDS members. So those that are interested in building solution that actually pertains to SDG, that is no longer and so on, you can actually join the team and also contribute to it Yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. David. So I will move on to our next speaker now, Mr. Ayomide Onibokun. Please, can you go on with the question? Yeah, the question is, can you share a memorable experience or project from your time as an undergraduate that significantly influenced your career in tech? Yeah, so that's the question, sir.
Okay. So I'll be sharing like how when I first got to OUI. So one of the ones like when I came to OUI, okay, first of all, we didn't have the community. It was kind of like difficult to like reach out to like you. It's kind of hard to most system that actually does what you do. Like even for example, I even met Peterson. That was the first lead. It was because it was actually talking inside the classroom, and even most of the friends I met it was only when you're working in the classroom kind of like see people doing that. So there was no like a community that brings people like do like it is now. So one of the things I've noticed that me where in the community I was one of the that goes to the community in UF and looking at how things are really going well. Like sometimes I would also see something saying, "Oh, you are supposed to be like." Even most especially the court thing. When I saw GDSC courting, I was like, "Wow!" I guess congratulate the GDSC leader. This is really really amazing. That you have a lot of good skilled courting member. So what I'm not trying to point out is that how did this thing impact my career? Just for me, even when I get to school, was my plan was that I'll just come to school. I don't want to talk to anybody. I believe most of you people know me. I'm someone that don't really relate to people like that. So I'm someone that I'm an introvert. I hardly even talk to people like that. So one of the steps that took me to do those things was I was just assisting someone to train students and learn how to code and all. So from there, that was when I got to meet other people that were into coding. So the things of all this is happening is that after doing all these things, I got to find out that people even actually this thing actually like going even outside of who you are. Like for example now, I was trying to reach out to someone from who that okay, oh, I want to do this or that. They just said that I will fight for. I was very surprised that how did these people do this? And even lot of stuff like that. One thing about it is that as a founder of the project, it actually like gave me the leverage in joining one of the founder events that is Oyame People. So Oyame People is an event for tech founders for all in Africa. So you kind of see most of all successful so it was a huge opportunity, and just and what I just did was just giving back to the community, and so that's what made an impact as an undergraduate. So another thing is in talking about projects. So there was a project that a student came to meet me. So the project was a factory reality project, and the thing is that I don't know anything about factory reality. Even the 3D model, I didn't know anything about it. But I had a friend that does 3D modeling. I told him that Alpha, see we should try this thing. But the thing was that the person that wanted to do project, he had money to spend. And me, I don't mind. As long as they are ready to spend, I'll give it a try. Then while at the end we were able to like complete the project. So and the thing was that I really learned a lot, and even when I did the project, like people were like, wow, wow, wow. So it's really like improved my connect and all like that. So those are one of the two things that actually helped my career as an undergraduate.
All
Can you
right.
guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So,
So
thank you.
sorry if my network is bad. I'm kind of not in the convenience place.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no problem. But I think I was still able to grab one or two stuff from what you said. So thank you very much. I hope everybody also uh, was able to grab stuff from what he actually said. So if you have any question pertaining to even what they said or during the answer to that question, you can actually type it in the chat section so they can answer it while uh they are still trying to answer some question. Yeah. So I'll move forward to Ayoola Adewale now. Please, sir, can you go on with the question? Can you go on to answer the question, sir? And please, let's
All
try to
right.
maximum time like in 2 minutes, sir. So yeah, thank you.
No problem. So one my what's it called memorable experience I had what's it called for my time as an undergraduate was when during my what's it called and during OUI when we were having our final year project in OUI. So I helped about 6 or 7 final students across the computer science and what's it called computer engineering and what's it called department to build a final year project, and everything was done within about I think 2 months. Out of those 7, I worked with Habib on 2 of the project. So being able to pull what's it called to pull that off within the short period of time and the complexity of what's it called of the application I actually built. Yeah, that was a very it was a very big experience for me. And to the point that what's it called when the students were what's it called they were presenting their projects, the lecturers had to like start at what's it called they were calling me to this what's it called to the stage, asking me questions about like other people's projects. So yeah, that's like my own memorable experience, the one I had as an undergraduate.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
thank you very much for that awesome experience. I know a lot of people during their final year students, especially computer science students, so they will have a lot of experience because of project and everything. Yeah. So thank you very much. So another speaker we have here, although he wasn't able to introduce himself before, and that is Habib. I hope he's still on this call. Mr. Labib, are you on this call? I'm not sure. I actually saw him on this call before. Probably he's still having network issue. So also, probably once he join back, we continue. He will join us from wherever we stopped here. So now, before I move to the next question I have with me, I just want to ask anybody in the audience if you have any question whatsoever to the answers that our speakers have as given earlier, so they can quickly answer that question before we move forward with another question. Is there any question whatsoever? You can drop it in the chat section. If okay, I think Mr. Habib is here, Mr. Habeeb Lateef. So actually Mr. Habeeb Lateef is the founder of Tech and I. Yeah, Tech and I actually hosted a what's it called? Oktoberfest event. I think that should be October. I can't remember the date now, but around October 20 something or thereabout. So I would like him to introduce himself briefly before he answers the question we actually have here. So Mr. Habib, please if you can hear us and you can unmute yourself to briefly introduce yourself, please. Mr. Habib, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Probably he's having network issue. Okay, so I will just move forward with Mr. Habib, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, thank you very much.
I was trying to unmute my mic. I'm new to this beaver. I don't know how to unmute my mic.
Interesting. Okay, now so please can you introduce yourself briefly to our audience?
Yeah, I'm Habeeb Lateef, founder of Tech and I. I'm the front-end developer, former UI student. I started from Repotech, started from GDSC, a lot of communities. I'm actually involved in a lot of communities in OUI, Xperience, Space Apps.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so we have a question here that you can just help us answer briefly in like a short time. So the question goes thus is already the question is actually in the chat section, but I will read it out. And the question goes thus: can you share a memorable experience or project, that is any memorable project you're able to do as an undergraduate that actually influence your career in tech? So please, can you answer that question?
Okay. So I'm going to go with experience. I think I'll go with memorable experience. Throughout my career in tech, I've had a lot of memorable experiences, a lot of experiences that, in fact, that's that's shaking me as like a person. A lot of things, from hot prize when I had to plan an event within like a very short time, and I came up with it. The event was really, really crazy. Then my first project that really, really significantly influenced my career in tech, I would say it was the Lanet project. Okay, so before I came to school in the first place, before I came to 100 level, I had a gap year. So that time that you wait from SS3 to 100 level.
Yeah.
So I had a gap year. So that gap year was the part that actually like changed my life. That was like brought me to tech and a lot of things. So I was just at home, just sleeping and waking up. Then somebody told me that I should just go and learn maybe a skill or something. Then I went to New Horizons in Ibadan. Then I went there, I registered. The price was actually really crazy. Oh. When I heard the price first, I was like, hey, I'm not doing this tech again. Oh. This thing is crazy. But paid the thing, then I started it. And it was really, really awesome. Started learning a lot of things, learning. Then after on, I went to the Lanet Academy. So Lanet Academy is like a soft skill program. They host programs, I think, every October. So that was like a project that I worked on. I worked on the Lanet Academy website. So they gave me that time. I think I was 19 at that time, 18. So I was very, very, very young at that time. So they gave me the project that I should work on it because I used to stand up and like talk about tech. At that time, I knew a lot, but I did not really, really like. It was really, really overwhelming for me to like handle a full website and launch it. I just used to launch stuff in my local host, but I've never really like bought a domain and launched stuff like that. So they gave me the project and I had a lot of difficulties, started reaching out to people in tech, started reaching out to a lot of people. And I think the tech community is actually a very good space. A lot of people are very, very nice in the tech community. If you have any issues, just reach out to any of us here. Me, just reach out to me, Python. Ayomide Onibokun, AY, a lot of us here are ready to help you. We're ready to help you throughout your tech career. So I reached out to a lot of tech individuals. They actually showed me the way. They taught me how I'm going to do it, and I came up with something great at the end.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I hope we're able to grab stuff from Habib. So as I said earlier, Habib is the founder of Tech and I. So it's majorly about helping people that are into tech. It's just like a tech community. So if you have any problem or even probably you are convinced of which area in tech you want to go into, some people they don't know which one to choose. Uh, if you are to go into graphic design or product design or even into content writing, a lot of people are confused. If you need any guidance on which one you want to actually go into, you can contact any of them. They are all on the GDSC group chat, and you can just ask on the group. Yeah, so thank you very much for that. So another question I have here with me that I want our speakers to answer now is what were some of the major challenges you faced during your transition from university to tech, and how did you overcome them? We know that there's a lot of, as a non-UI students, we know that there's a lot of issue, especially if you are not joking with your studies and everything. And we all know that tech also used to, you need to like dedicate some time for it. Yeah. So the question goes thus again, that is, how were you able to overcome all these challenges during your transition from university to tech industry? That is, now that you're a graduate, you have actually left what's it called, you're no more a student, that is, you're no more an undergraduate. So how do you transition from there to the tech industry, and also how do you overcome all these challenges? So I would like to throw it to our speaker. Please, Mr. Habib, actually, we can go first.
Okay. Okay, so the question says, what are the major challenges you face during your transition from university to tech industry? Okay, so like how I was able to balance my university and tech life. Is that what the question,
Yes.
is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, me, I don't think you should learn from me for concerning this thing because me, I have like a very, very weird structure how I place things. So how I do things is this: my university, I place it on a very, very high importance, like at least second skill level. But I place tech on a first skill level. So like tech come first before my university. That's how me I take my own life. Tech tech is to come first. Anything tech comes first because I prioritize tech over university. Though university is actually really great. I prioritize it too, but that's like second. So what I do is I make sure that I read all the courseworks. I make sure I gather every single thing I can gather. Maybe they taught them something in a particular lecture. I gather everything together and I read them. But I might not really direct because it's very, very crazy to be doing tech and still be going to university, especially if you're not studying something related to tech. Maybe you're studying maybe you're in microbiology now, you're trying to study cloud engineering. So whatever you're studying cloud engineering, maybe you're already engrossed in what you're learning. Maybe you're learning about maybe Kubernetes or you're learning about very, very, very awesome tool. And you get to class and they're talking about microorganisms. So you might not even really be you might not really, really feel it like that. But it's best to just focus on those things, to focus on your university, try and just give it your best. Give yourself a target. If you feel you can make a first class, give yourself that target. If you feel it's 2-1, like if 2-1 is okay for you, make that target. I don't think 2-2 will be okay for anybody, but but 2-1 is good. If you like, just pick a target. Okay, my CGPA should not fall below 4.0. 4.0 is my target. But I'm going to make sure my tech career, I give my 100% in that. So once your GP is already falling below that, you know that you have to put a halt to tech and you need to focus on your university. So that's how I basically do mine.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, so Mr. David Egorp, please can you answer the question as well?
All of that. So just like Habib has said, you have to, at least I'll just say what I did, and you pick out what works for you. Is you have to do what's important, prioritize what's important to you first, and every other thing can come separately. To be honest, just like I put tech before every other thing. Like tech comes first. Like there are people who can do both, and there are people who have done both, and they've proven to like Peter Singh is one of those people that they've done both, and you can see their track record to prove it. Kalsa is one of those people that have done both. If you can't do it, if you can, you should shoot for the stars. My land, but like me, I know I can't do both, and I've chosen my own path, and it's tech. So what I did was to prioritize tech. I went for every tech event. I made sure I did everything tech first, and then I managed through school. That was basically what it was. I After I finished everything I had to do with tech, then I focus on school. Okay, what exam do we have? Okay, let's see. It's exam period. Tell my boss I have 2 weeks to write the exam. She will give me a break. Then I go write exam, write the exam, do the necessary things. I'm finishing the exam, I'm back, pressing my computer back again. Anytime the results come out, it's no F, move on. That was the grind for me. I was all straight up on tech was the only way. And I think that's what I see because to be honest, if I focus on school, it would have turned out well. Like to be honest, if I focused on school and read more and did everything, it would have turned out well. I will still be at this point where I'm still trying to figure out tech even after school. Same thing. If I focus on tech like I did right now, I will still not be focusing on school anymore, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you focus on tech in school, you will come out and not focus on school again. If you focus on school instead of tech, you will come out and focus on tech. You still have chances, you still have everything.
Okay. Hello. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. I think I had MTN was trying to show me Shege. Yeah, so thank you very much, David. Yeah, I think a lot of people that you actually have interest in tech before even entering school because for some people that okay probably it's during their 200 level they start getting interest in tech. You might want to focus on your studies or whatever, but you that probably you're heading into this tech stuff even before gaining admission into tech, it might become a very big challenge because you're already into this stuff. You just want to join another stuff to it. So that's what even me personally, that's what has been happening. But we bless God, sha. So Mr. Ayoola Adewale, please can you also tell us your experience?
Alright, so based on everything, I think it depends on what or how I put your future goal, your future plans, and where you see yourself in the nearest future. As for me, when I entered. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear.
Hello.
Yes,
Alright.
yeah.
So when I entered OUI, okay, yeah, I entered OUI as an engineering student, but then I was not into tech then. I was not into like studying about business and all of that, right? So even then, say I prioritized what's it called my business studies, skills, and everything over my what's it called my academics and all of that. So when I actually started tech, that was 2021 or so, yeah. I placed the two, tech and business over over my academics because I was called that, and that was based on my plans for the future where I see myself, right? So those are the two major things I actually really needed. I actually really need rather tech skills and business skills, and that's what I needed for my future plans and all of that. But that doesn't mean that didn't mean that I slacked when it comes to my academics and all of that. I was still able to maintain a solid grade at the same time. You understand?
Yeah.
So in between the two shares, so you just like basically know when to. It depends on your on what you want to do actually, your future plans, and knowing when to like pause one and take over the next one. You understand?
Yeah.
I have a different Daniel that was when it comes to exam, when it comes to test and doing test and exam, he posts anything take, right? So me and Daniel, right, we used to like we have this we jot a lot when taking course or anything. So doing exam or doing test, what we do is we just revise those notes or focus majorly on our academics. Understand? Same thing with the exam. We just revise our take notes, do some documentation, or focus majorly on academics. You understand? So that was what's it called. That was basically everything. But I prioritized my tech and business over my academics. That was me, Sha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. A lot of people, as you can all see here, so for all the newbies here, that is people that have interest in tech, so it totally depends on your plan for the future. So that's how you are going to know which one to prioritize first and which one to. That is, it's not like you are totally neglect one, but which one to put, just like on a scale of preference, which one to hold in high esteem and which one to actually you get what I'm trying to say, yeah. So don't let me say too much. Yeah, Mr. Ayomide Onibokun. Yeah, I think please you can go, sir.
Let me just say my own view. I'll just tell you that I can't give you advice about how because me like this. I should not deny it. I'm someone that let me just say in my experience in school from the start, I had some experience there. So I had to make sure that I had to focus on tech. Because and the thing is that it's something is possible. It's actually possible to actually do it and you can like get a first class. Actually possible. Like David said, you can see people like Peterson. Peterson was the best in all of computer engineering in his level, and also even Kausa, you can see that. And even most of the guys that I actually like, most of my guys that were actually together, so they actually did it. But because of I had some missing semester, so I had to prioritize just making money to just fund myself to just leave school because that was later how all ended. My goal was just I should just finish OUI. That's what it was all about because because OUI can frustrate. Still in OUI is you will So that was just the thing. But the thing is, it's actually possible. And I also like anyone that is close to me, like I always ensure that they try and make sure that you do well. That's the thing. Most of everyone that knows me well, like I will always ensure that you always do work and get a good grade because it's very kind of like even though that you might say that okay, oh, these things are not important, but the thing that even tech itself concept is about learning itself. The things that because the things that you learn in tech, like if you're not someone that cannot learn on your own in school, so tech is kind of like going to be like because tech is something that tech is even kind of difficult compared to your normal school days that school that will just give you your syllabus and all like that. Tech is something that it continues, it needs to change every single every single day. There's a saying that tech that if you sleep for 1 month, if you don't do tech for a month, that it will be as if that you don't know anything. And it's actually true. I've been through it. There was a time that I didn't have a laptop for like 2 years. I didn't code for 2 years. And when I came back, I was looking as if that see I don't know this thing here. Like you kind of like see the time that the duration was the time of when I that time was the time I was learning how to build a website, and that time I learned how to build websites. It was mostly common. We use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so on.
Sorry, are we going to be able to
And
come
we
out
are
from
not
there?
like the way we use frameworks and stuff like that, but the way there's Laravel, there's Django
Because
and
I
all
can't
like
go
that.
back and go and
So
meet
there
them.
was no something like that. But it was not really popularly used. But now we have frameworks for React, for building front end, especially and that makes it there are so many things you can do and also like work on specific so things have really changed. Tech is something that is drastically changed. So for you to be if you can be successful in tech, there's no way you can't tell me that you can't be the best student. Like any as a programmers, they always say programmers are the smartest person on earth. Ask anyone. Yeah, I can go it. Programmers are the smartest. Yeah, and I'm not saying only just programmers because I know my designer who want to like tell me designers too designers too it requires a lot of thinking because to me I used to like I do all these designers because me like this I'm not good at design. So when I see people that do design, like I used to praise them that about these people where I wish I can do this thing, but fine. So that's the thing. So in any areas you are, so you can actually do it. So that's the thing about it.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, so another important part we actually mentioned about design and everything now. Yeah, actually for programming now, I can say anybody can actually do programming, but not everybody can do design because a lot of people are actually terrible in design, especially someone like me now. I'm trying to learn design for the past 2 years now. This stuff is not just it's not just designing, yeah. So design is actually very, I don't know, complicated or whatever they do, but all those guys they are really trying when it comes to design. Programming, you just have to be writing a bunch of nonsense, and once it works, just praise God, it has worked. But yeah, so that is basically so. You guys have heard from all our speakers, they are able to like dish out a lot of stuff. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for the awesome answer. I still have a lot of questions here, anyways. So some people are still joining. So I hope those that are on this call are learning one or two stuff. Yeah. So the next question now. Please keep in mind if you have any question for any of our speaker, you can start drafting it out now and drop it in the comment section so we can ask them while we are still on this call. Yeah. So without wasting much time, yeah, I still have another question. I actually have like up to like 10 questions actually, and this is the third one. So I want our speaker actually to so to answer this next question also. And the question goes thus: how that is, how have you witnessed the tech industry evolve since your graduation, and what emerging trend do you believe are crucial for today's students to be aware of? I know that there's a lot of trending stuff around AI now. If I personally want to advise someone to go into tech now, although I can't advise you to go into AI, sha, but we all know that there is spike in AI. If you want to, like, if you are actually into AI now, that is anything that has to do with machine learning and all this crazy stuff, now you are actually a big fish right now. So that's what the question really is. That is, how have you witnessed the tech industry evolve since your graduation? That is, after you graduated from OUI. So how have you witnessed the tech industry evolve, and what emerging trends do you believe are crucial for today's students to be aware of? Yeah, that is, if you want to advise anybody, that is, yeah. So that's the question basically. So uh we should go first now. Yeah, so our last speaker, Mr. Ayomide Onibokun, please can you answer the question?
Okay, let me just say, like I said from the last response. So, from the start, when I said about for how websites were being created on how we build vanilla HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all like that. And because even those times, myself, we usually call ourselves web developers. There was no something like front end, back end, but but it was in the developed countries. Even data science, myself. Let me just say, I learned Python, but I did some. And the reason why I learned Python was because of my passion for robotics. I wanted to. That's one reason why I studied computer engineering, because I loved the robotics. Because I was like, say myself, I'll build my own iron man one day. Who you are slime me, sha. So that's how it is, sha. So the thing is, one thing about the MS list some of the tech trends that you can go into. So now I mentioned data science that this year, like kind of like difficult to like get a job right now, because if there are so many jobs in Nigeria now, as a data science, like you can work in the AI industry. There are so many AI startups now in Nigeria. Like I've seen that. Wow, wow. Me, sir, I wanted to transition back to my focus my Python back, but I know go again because tech. Once you start in one field, to keep drawing you to one infinite bottom bottomless pit, because you keep going. So it's not really good to actually like going from one um, category to another. So that's one reason why I focused myself on back end itself, because if you focus on one thing, so you kind of like have a way to explore and kind of like improve yourself in much channel. So let me say the things I can advise you to go into. So you can be a data scientist, and also there's another thing. I don't know, Microsoft, they are just doing some amazing stuff like I, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing like what's Microsoft Excel. Me, it's Excel sheet. The Excel sheet, me, I know that to just fill, just to fill some rows and formula. That's what I saw. That's what I know there. And there was a boot camp that Ripotech posted. That was like last month. So we had a data analyst and Power Platform. So Power Platform is like, yeah, when I say in category of Microsoft, I don't know. I don't really know much about Microsoft technologies. So I'm talking, let me just focus on the, let's say, they actually used the same social data analyst and Power Platform, kind of use some similar to. So there was something they did on Excel sheet. They were able to plot, I don't know how the team will plot that on um, Excel sheets. How does cost me is the sheet, and it was able to like you can use to create the statistics, the visual statistics. There's many things you can do, and what I heard now is that data analysts are in high demand, like seriously, like very very high demands. Like kind of see even more jobs compared to other roles. That is because people are not really much there. So, and it does not really require much stuff. There's much time to compare to other careers like becoming a programmer. So, coming in writing code kind of take a lot of time. Even design yourself, if you have to be creative. That's the thing about it. You have to be creative. But data analysis does not really require much stuff like that. So that's one thing I can advise you to go into. And also, nowadays that there's AI, I don't know if you are hearing about prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is a new career that allows you to just, I don't know, they should said something like you can like use them, they'll give you a task to do something and you're able to perform the task just using AI tools to perform the task. So that's what they use it to do. So you can go into that. So it's something you can go into, and it does not really require much time to like go into. So the thing about it is that in the next, what they said is that in the next, maybe the next 5 years or so, like we have more prompt engineers that now they are saying that ChatGPT will replace us that used to code. Let them be doing it. So they said they can employ prompt engineers to like just give it to ChatGPT, just. But that's the thing about the thing is that as a programmer, even as a tech in software development, it's not about writing code. That's the thing about it. It's not about writing code. It's about solving problems. That's about being a programmer. So that's the thing about it. So being a prompt engineer, you could actually do some simple tasks. And even there's one stuff that there's I had there's an AI that can be able to generate WordPress websites. I was like, what the like since there are so many things, even designers myself, there are so many tools you can. I even had someone that told me about a church in what's the name of that church? Let me don't say, sorry. Let me don't cast the church. They said that they use AI for their media team. And if you see their designs, I was like, what? So there's many things you can do. So you can just explore some all these AI tools because those AI tools are here to help us out, make life easier. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
AI tools, plus all those AI tools like that. So that's all.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, AI is to make our life easy. That's the purpose of AI. So, Mr. Habeeb Lateef, please, go on. Lazy engineering. Please help us answer the question. So the question is in the chat. You can just check it out.
Okay, how have you witnessed the tech industry evolve since your graduation? And what emerging trends do you believe are crucial for today's students you are aware of? I just graduated last month, so it has not really been that long like that.
You have graduated since July, will not be last month.
But that's why I do convocation now.
Yeah.
But fine, sure, okay. What have you witnessed? Okay. Imagine trends you believe are crucial for today's students to be aware of. Okay. Currently now, the old stuff now. People are talking about ChatGPT. AI is going to take over your jobs. AI will take over jobs. AI will take over jobs. But still, this does not give like a room for like a lot of people. Like they try to do lazy engineering that I said about is actually a very, very brilliant way of engineering by not having to do all the work by yourself using AI tools, using several tools for engineering. So it's actually very, very, very good. But now the recent trend now that I found out that a lot of people are now using is DevOps engineering is very, very great now. Because a lot of people now, front-end engineering, I'm not saying that there's no opportunity in front-end engineering, but it's just that it's saturated. You have to be really good. You have to be very, very, very good before you can be front-end, back-end, full stack. You have to be very, very good now because we have a lot of front-end engineers, we have a lot of UI, UX designers, a lot of people. So you have to be very, very good before you can make it in that kind of field. You have to be very, very good because we have 99 people that can do what you can do. So how can you beat those 99 people? So DevOps engineering is something now that it has been around for a while, but recently now it's coming back into trend. A lot of people are talking about DevOps engineering, automating stuff. DevOps engineering is relating to automating stuff, so it's still related with the current world of AI automating stuff. So DevOps engineering is trying to automate developer operations. Instead of doing things manually, we're trying to do things professionally, doing things automatically. So that's DevOps engineering.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So, David, please go on.
So I wanted to say this because amongst every other thing that's technical that everybody has said, there's one thing that I have learned to be very, very important, regardless of if you're graduating now or not, is you should learn how to write. Now, like, why I say you should learn how to write, it may seem like, wait, what does writing have to do? And in the future, AI will be able to do all of this copy and all of this. The reason why you should learn how to write, because first it helps you articulate your thoughts. As you are in the tech space, what you are doing primarily in any field is solving problems. Whether you are writing code or you are designing, you are thinking logically how to solve the problem, and you need to be able to articulate your thoughts. If you are into tech in any way, if you've written code, right, the easiest way to find a solution to that code is if you can search Google with the right words, you find the solution faster. That is one reason why you should be able to articulate your thoughts. So you should learn how to write. Write articles, write blog posts, write something fun, something interesting, something boring. Try and write something boring. Just settle down one day and say, I'm going to write an article that is the most boring article that anybody will read. Try it. Write for 1 month, 2 months. It may be tasking, but it is a very important skill that I believe everybody should learn. Because when you start building businesses, you will need to learn how to write copies that sell. You need to learn how to send email address that actually converts. You need to learn how to write, say, marketing pitch decks. You need to learn all of these things. It is very important. So learning how to write is a basic skill that never goes old, and everybody should learn. People have been writing before the Bible was written. People have been writing right from the time of Egypt. People have been writing up to now. Even when there's AI that can come up with copy and all of that for you, you still need human beings to fine tune it. So, like for me, that's the only thing I would say is a skill that it's always in demand for yourself. It's not like somebody will employ you to write an article for them. No, it's that you would need it to be able to solve problems as you scale up. So learn how to write. It's very important.
All right, thank you very much.
So
Yeah, before
a
I add
little,
to
yeah,
that, Abib, please go.
yeah, yeah, a little contribution again, like a recent trend again that has been because before engineering, if you're a programmer, it's just programming in your room and trying to launch softwares. But now these days, a lot of programmers are now on social media, content creation, trying to like make people aware of your progress. So you can see a lot of newbies that are already very popular on Twitter, on Instagram, and they are making their money because of that popularity. So content creation, trying to like get people along. If you create a software today, push it out to the public. Let them know that you have done this stuff. Let them like just keep them aware of your progress, how you are moving. Just be relevant to be relevant to social media, be relevant to the public.
Yeah,
Like it's a very crucial way now to make it now in tech.
yeah. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ayomide.
Okay, so one thing I want to contribute about writing is that, okay, so in terms of my experience working as a software engineer, so the thing is that, let me just tell you, one time about software is 70% writing. That's the fact about it. Because the thing is that before you start writing code, there's kind of a discussion, most especially if you are in a international company. So, and one thing about when you're working in an international companies, you meet different people itself. So, and also if you are speaking the way you speak, so writing kind of helps too. So if you don't like write, if you don't write passing the right information, like you kind of like it can actually cause a huge. So writing is very important. So and you can start by what Latif said, and start writing blog post about the project you are working on and all like that. So it's just about learning how to document, or just learning like that documentation on how you are documenting your project. So once you are good with that, it helps you out because you just like I said, you don't just go into code straight. There's a planning phase. Once you plan first, and those planning it must be written down first. Because if you say you start going to code, you spend a lot of time. You can't just be solving problems. Like, I'm very sure you should have seen some pictures on Twitter that people would like draft. You see database design and the structure of the flow of all a program like that. So those are the things. So that's what it's also similar to design too. So
Yeah.
design is that kind of research too that you write was written down before you can, because you can't just go into design. You plan first and do it, and your plan is right. So that's just it.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. Um. Okay. Mr. Ayoola, please, do you have any contribution for that? Yeah, I give you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so all right. So based on what David John said about the writing, that's a very crucial skills because as a developer, knowing how to write actually helps a lot. Having what's it called, a Ashnote account or Medium, writing your what's it called. Let's say you build a project, for instance, now, and when you build a project, right, you write an article for that project, breaking down how you're able to achieve stuff like that. You understand? So when let's say you're applying for a job and everything, the recruiter, based on what's it called, when they look at your project, the thing in the project you built, and the content and what's it called, technical write up, you understand? So that will what's it called? They will see that okay, this guy actually knows what's it called, what he or she is doing. You understand? So by writing what's it called, by writing, you are
This is the
telling people that
third
okay,
time I'm
this
joining this
project
meeting. I can't hear
I
anything.
built, I actually
My
know what I did
earpiece
here.
is not with
So
me.
you are explaining for anyone who wants to be something similar. So writing is a very good skills. And okay, about the trend, Abby, yes, taking the okay. About the trend, I'll say blockchain technologies is actually nice. It's actually nice. AI is doing a lot. Everybody's on AI right now. The hypes and everything. And also, I feel blockchain is it's kind of like right now. Blockchain is mostly centered around cryptocurrencies and all of that. But then I feel that the I feel blockchain can be applied into a lot of what's it called, a lot of different aspects. But then it has not be what's it called. Like I don't want to say it's an what's it called untapped technology, but then blockchain is actually something that has great potential, but much let's say like there's what's it called. People have not really delved deep into its application. Yeah, that's
All right.
that's my contribution.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Actually, I was able to like pick a lot of stuff from what you guys said. I can remember what actually boosted my career when I was starting out was because I actually put myself out there with my content. Like a lot of people, a lot of my friends these days, they will say I had opportunity because of my brother's tech company and all those stuff. But really, what boost me because I me myself I actually publicized myself when I was starting out, although I don't do that anymore, although I still plan on continuing. But then I could remember I have a lot of articles on Medium, on Dev2, on Ashnote, on a lot of all these blogging sites. I would just write article. Probably I was able to solve one particular crucial problem. I will go and write about it and also make some YouTube videos. I can remember a lot of people know me because of all those stuff, and a lot of jobs I have right now is because of what I have done since 2021 thereabouts that I'm still struggling to actually resume back to now. So writing, putting yourself out there, we also go along like we actually boost your career so as someone that is going into talk about whatever area you are into. So that is a very solid point that they have raised there. Yeah. So please let's take note. So time is going. So I would there's another question, although I think I've joined one of my questions together, so it will be easy for people to actually um answer. So the next question I have here also, yeah, Ayomide said try to ready design. And by the way, we have content writing now. We have someone that is in charge of content writing. If you want to go into content writing, we have Matthew. Matthew is into content writing, copywriting, and whatever. We actually have an event that should be coming up. I think 6th of December or thereabout, that will be majorly about content writing. So if you want to learn about writing and also how to actually make money with writing and all those stuff, we have an event coming up by I can't remember the date right now, but 6th or 7th of December. Yeah. So and also for 3D as well, we have someone into 3D design also. Yeah, so she's the tutor lead. So we have an event also is coming up for that as well, 30th of November. That one is already planned. I think we have been sharing the stuff already on the GDSC platform. So that's about 3D design, motion design, and all this crazy animation and all those stuff. Yeah. So that's that about that. So the next thing I have here is the next question actually is can you share a moment in your career when you felt particularly inspired or accomplished? Probably you just finished building a project and you feel like, oh more, I don't sabi this stuff tire. So that's the question. That is, share a moment in your career when you felt particularly inspired or accomplished, and how do you shape your professional journey? Yeah. So that's the question. So Mr. um Ayoola, please can you go first?
Please, can you come again with the question, please?
Okay, yeah. So the question is, can you share a moment in your okay, let me send it. Yeah, can you share a moment in your career when you felt particularly inspired or accomplished, and how did it shape your professional journey? The question basically is like this: a moment where you probably just finished building a project and you feel like okay, you have actually attained some knowledge about this particular stuff. So that was the question.
Alright, so that will probably be during my project time, because I think that around that time I was still learning. That was, I was still, what's it called, in between learning React, different concepts. Sorry, React. I was learning React at that time, but then which most of my friends thought I was already like this. What's it called? I was already good at it. Understand? So they came to meet me at UI. They need help with their project and everything. I mean, I was just looking at them like, this thing again. I'm not even done with my tutorial yet, and I'm bringing like project that I have to build. What's it like full stack projects that I have to build. And I thank God for what's it called, for Firebase. That actually helped for what's it called, with the backend and everything. So being able to pull all those what's it called, being able to build all those projects, and I think most of them, all the projects I built, all of them had the what's it called, they had a great score. I think some of them had B's in their what's it called, in their final project, and so that was what's it called, that was a very big what's it called, accomplishment, and it inspired me actually, because I was in between learning new concepts and building at the same time, reading documentation and all of that. So that's it. Yeah.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much for that. That is really awesome. Yeah, so Mr. David Ego, please can you answer the question for us?
Network kicked me out, so I didn't hear the question. I just came
Okay.
in when Ayoola was speaking. Can I repeat the question again?
All right. So the question goes thus: can you share a moment in your career when you felt particularly inspired or accomplished, and how did it shape your professional journey? That is, any moment in your career where you actually feel like you were that is you are
Did
knowledgeable in that
something.
particular area. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very beautiful moment. It was classic. It was not like there are two moments. First of all, it was the one when I first got my first job. So I was grinding back to back. I had one goal in my head. I was like 200 going to 300. I think it was 300 level then. And the goal was get good enough to get hired. That was it. I didn't care what I was doing, just get good enough to get hired. Spent sleepless nights in OAU back to back. Um, and then one day, company I was volunteering for them for like 4 or 5 months into it. I was always active, everything. I was like just generally just active and everywhere. And then they told me, hey, David, we want to start paying people to be permanent staff. So I don't know, you do want to be a permanent staff? Do you like the product that much? And I was like, fuck yeah, yes, I want to. And I was excited because that was towards the end of the year. It was November period, and I got hired and I started getting salary, and I was excited for it. I was really, really excited because I didn't know that I could be able to like earn so much money at the same time being in school, and everything I had done had paid off. That sets me up for a different kind of feeling, like a different path. When you start making money from the projects you are doing and things you enjoy, it changes so much about you, how you spend, how you think, how you behave. And I was grateful for that moment, to be honest. That like it changed a lot for me. And I was happy for it because now I could see that okay, this work I put in has reward, and then somebody's willing to pay me for it. I'm good enough to get hired. That is the next thing. How can I be good enough to get another job? How can I build something else? Another exciting moment for me in my career was this business I started recently. The business partnership did fail, but one thing that I was excited for was I built a business from zero to $800 in 9 months. And the day we got our first customer, I was excited for it. I was really excited. It was an idea I came up with. I just sketched it out, reached out to people all night, sending emails, sending LinkedIn emails back to back. And then somebody decided to pay us. And the money they were paying us was how much? $33. and we're editing a video for 15 minutes. It was a lot of work. It took like a week plus to do. And I was excited. I was excited for it. I was helping people manage their podcast and their YouTube videos, and I was getting paid for it. And that was one very big moment that changed a lot for me because I was excited. I started a business, I'm getting paid for it. And all these things I'm saying about writing, sending emails, sending to people, doing marketing, reaching out, coming up with strategies, all was everything that at that moment I was getting paid. It was my first customer and I was excited for it. So yeah, that's changed a lot for me in my whole career as like a product designer because I could see that my skills overlapped into different other fields that now I can use to make money from. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I will post the link in the description so you guys can subscribe to my newsletter. It's What's Podcasting. Just please make sure you subscribe. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. Also, we like that you also share the link on the GDSC platform itself so more people can also register for it. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. So the next person yeah, Habib, please can you go on with the question?
Okay. Can you share a moment in your career where you feel particularly inspired or accomplished? Make sure you press. Okay. So I'll share two.
All right.
The first one is like I'm the person that I usually struggle with imposter syndrome a lot. Like whenever I do something that is major, I have to go back again and plan another thing that is major again because like trying to manage that major stuff I just did, I need to like do another thing that even wows me because that's why I feel is the medicine to imposter syndrome. Do something that even wows you yourself. You have to keep wowing yourself every time to conquer imposter syndrome. So the first time was when at that time I used to do graphic designing and I used to do little web, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I used to post it and I used to do a lot of things. But then I did not really think my work was really great. It was just average to me. Like it was good, but it was just average to me. I needed something like that can even surpass my work. Then somebody reached out to me. She's a very popular model in USA. Then she reached out to me. She had a verified account. I was even wondering, I was surprised why this woman even came to me out of all the people on social media. Then she reached out to me. She said she really likes my design. She brought out one design and she said she really liked it and she wanted to work with me. And I looked at that design again and I was wondering that what did this woman say in this thing? I was not wondering what's this? I was like really confident from that time. From that time on, I was very confident that okay, I think my work is really good. I think I know what I'm doing. Then the second time, that was recently now. That one I talked about was like a long time ago. So this one was recently when I first that was my recent job now at Jomax. I wanted to learn DevOps engineering that time, so I registered for their training. So when I joined the training, then within 2 months into the training, like I just used to make sure that I'm very, very active in class, trying to coordinate the classes, trying to share my knowledge. I started a newsletter that time on behalf of the company, just trying to make them notice me. So that they're going to see that, okay, this person is very good because we are like over 200 students. Then, and within 2 months, they noticed me and they actually wrote to me and they said they wanted to hire me. So I was really, really inspired that, okay, so all those little things that I was doing, those newsletters and those stuffs, it was actually helping. So it actually wowed me.
That's
Yeah, that's
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So Mr. Ayomide, without wasting time, Mr. Ayomide Onibokun, please can you also answer the question?
Okay. So let me just say, I'll just say it as an advice based on my experience. So my advice, I'll just advise you is always be part of the community and not just remember, be actively participating in the community because these things actually help you out. Because now I know you should have noticed about all these layoff stuff and all like that, and it's kind of like to get jobs right now in tech is like kind of like difficult. So, and the only way, I'm not saying it's not the only way, maybe let me not put it that way, that one of the easy way to get a job is through connect. And how do you get connect? It's through community. Community, you being part of the community is very, very important. Like, it helps you to connect. Because, like now, for example, now, me as a founder of the tech community, and also GDSC kind of like, it's in a single country. I know someone I can reach out to. And how was that possible? Just because I was part of the community. Even me and people have me to do. So, like I said, my first question, first response, we have me to do with the best for self-founders. So, and imagine me like this when I first attended the event, I was like, see billionaires, all these rich people that you'll be seeing all these tech influencers, you see them on Twitter, you are seeing them one on one, all of us were eating, we are drinking. I was like, I felt like broke past that day. I felt like I was a broke person in that place because, and how was that possible was because I just said that okay, I was just helping people. And you can do that. So, and also it's not really, you can start from GC, get there, join. So it's very, very important to like help the community. And the thing is that once the community grows, that okay, wow, what is this? What's you love to see what's the community doing. So anyone that's, let me say, if you're in tech, especially, be actively participating in the community. So even in the definition of community is just like tech community is just like your normal community, your normal streets. See, if you don't do your streets.
Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Like if your family, and even from when I was, like I said, I was someone that I don't really, my plan was I'll just come to Eli. I know they follow too much people, but there's nobody much now. I was into tech. That's the thing about it. I was planning to not letting people know, and it was actually bad. And if you are kind of person like that, you don't do that.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. I think I've asked everybody about the question. I think so. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr. Ayomide, for that. So we start without wasting much time. I believe our time is going already. Wait, is Mr. Ayomide still talking? I think it's network. All these glow users. MTN is doing the same, Sha. So
I'm on the road. I'm moving right now. So
yeah, I think I remember you're on the beach party.
What was you guys doing?
Okay. Yeah, so okay, Sha. So the next question, I don't want to waste our time much, but the next question, I believe, even though we are not much, but I believe we are all gaining one or two stuff. Even those that are just starting out, you have gained one or two stuff. If you want to actually go find your career, share what you are doing, even as little as you think it is actually it might actually inspire some people that you might think, okay, they don't even, you might think what you just did is nonsense, but some people will see it and say, okay, this is an amazing work. So whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, make sure you share it, and also make sure you write about it. Go into writing as well. In everything you are doing, go into writing so you can be able to think well and articulate some of your thinking process as well. Yeah, so that is that. So another question I have here is just a small, like a small question. It's just like it goes thus: do you have any mentor during your academic year? Do you have any mentor, either academics or tech related? Do you have any mentor whatsoever? So to breathe now, guys. Thank you for your time. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. David. Thank you very much, Mr. David. So I will just ask Mr. Habib, do you have any mentor?
In academic, I don't think I have any mentor in academics. I don't have any mentor in academics. I just do my own thing and be going. Then in tech, I have a lot of mentors. My mentors go are here on Python, NextWeb. Next web is not here. NextWeb, one of my mentors, Python. Python has really helped me like a lot of things. All these things he has been sharing with me, house price, every single of my stuff, he has one that shared it with me. Then obviously my brother is my mentor too. I have a lot of mentors, and do I really have any major mentors? I say Steve Jobs inspires me. Steve Jobs inspired me. Like whenever I want to step a milestone, I just pick a particular mentor for that milestone. Once I achieve that milestone, I switch again. Because I'm not a person that is stable like that.
They follow one person that
Then they follow one person.
hope say okay, don't let me ask this question. Okay, so thank you very much for that. Mr. Ayoola, what about you, sir? Mr. Ayoola there.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, I can hear you. So the question is like, do you have any mentor during your do you have any mentor either for academics or for tech? Do you have any mentor at all?
All right. So okay, I had a mentor during my what's called my early phase of tech, and that was Peter's in NextWeb. But currently, I don't have like when it comes to tech. But on the business side, what's it called? My people I would consider or people I look up to rather that I study what's it called, what they've built and what they are doing or what they did rather. That would be what's it called? That would be Steve Jobs. What's it called? He's really good in designs and stuff like that. And also Jeff Bezos. His business, what's it called? The way he thinks when it comes to business is quite different and unique. So I think those are the two people I actually follow.
You guys are motivating me now. I think I need to go and look for a mentor. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Hey, I said I'm a mentor now.
Yeah, you
You said I'm
want
one of them.
they want me on live call. Mr. Ayomide, I know your mentor is Elon Musk. That should be for David actually. But Mr. Ayomide, please. It's Mr. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Please, can you hear? I said, do you have any mentor either for academics or for any area of your life, like academics, tech, or businesses? Do you have any mentor?
Let me just say academics. I don't have anybody. Let me just say people that I have is maybe people that are like that are like their levels maybe the previous semesters. So for me, I should not like I didn't really I didn't really take much of them seriously because when I start thinking about some things, so that's the thing. But the thing is, it's actually good to have a mentor in your academics because it helps you simplify a lot of things. And also in tech, let me just say, I just have people I look up to that I see that okay, these people were like for example now, so the guy in Gig of Sub-Saharan Africa. So he's someone that when I was reading the story, even I met him. The first time I met him was when he came for an event. So it was into WordPress. I myself, I was into WordPress. So I was in WordPress master organizer. So he was also looking for.
But they have different spellings, though.
So I noticed that we had from our history kind of like similar. I was like, wow. So it was someone that really inspired me. Someone that I look up to. And also in terms
And I sent it to the person
technical aspects, I'm just saying there are just people that are successful in tech. I don't look up to one of them. So because let me just say I don't really have a specific one. Right? Just have also, Elon Musk is my mentor at the outcome. And my mentor, he said, "What is like?" Really deep.
different spellings.
That's interesting. Yeah. So thank you very much. Yeah. So our time is fast spent. So I only have like two more questions. Then we call it a day. So actually, this call is recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube, and more people will be able to watch it. To actually get everything we have been saying. Yeah. So that's that. So the last two question I have now is basically, before actually going to the last one, I'll just mention one, which is we all know that networking, that is connection, networking with people actually plays like a significant role in any professional world. So the question goes thus that how has networking contributed to your career, and what tips do you have for students looking to build meaningful connection in the tech industry? So again, the question is how has networking, that is networking with other people probably in other campuses, even students in OUI or students anywhere around the world, how has the networking contributed to your own career, and what are the tips you can give students or anybody looking forward to build like a meaningful connection in the tech industry? So Mr. Habib, please can you go? Mr. Habib.
Networking.
Yeah.
Networking is very, very important. Very, 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 very important in tech. Very important. Even in your life self as a person self, apart from tech self, networking is very, very important.
Yeah.
My networking boss that time was Ayomide Onibokun. So like anytime I needed anything for my maybe hot prize event or anything, like Python has everybody's number. Once I just say I need somebody that can do this, immediately you just get, I don't know how he gets his network. He just bring it out for me. So I think a way to get networks and how to build your network is, number one is communities. Join communities, join developer communities, and make active contributions to developer communities. Don't look at communities as just a way to just to find jobs. Look at community as part of your process. Look at community as like a family. Look at you guys as a family. You have to like make sure that you are devoted to the community, trying to build stuffs. Sometimes you look as if you are doing free stuff, but there are those free stuffs. By the time it to pay back, it comes back in a lot of in multiple folds. LinkedIn too is also a very, very important tool. LinkedIn, very, very important. Once you set up your LinkedIn profile, your social media profiles, Twitter, LinkedIn particularly, you see a lot of people just messaging you. Do you want to join this? Do you want to join this? Do you want to join that? You just have to refine it, pick the reasonable ones, join them. Do not join too many communities because you might not have time to be working on everything. Just join few communities. Make sure you have valuable contributions to them. I think a major community that actually helped me, top person, number one community that's helped me, Lanet Academy, Repotech, GDSC, MLSA, a lot of communities has really, really helped me. Communities is very, very important. And networking is very important. Go to develop their first. I've met a lot of people in their first that actually helped me. Go to Oscar Fest, go to all these tech events, meet people, explore beyond your OUI, explore beyond different, meet people, talk with them. So I think it helps confidence and it also helps to network.
All right. Yeah. So thank you very much. I actually believe a lot of people actually say like most of all the speaker here answer will be like join community like everything, because that is very crucial. So I will just move forward to Mr. Ayomide now. So Mr. Ayomide, please.
Sorry, what was the question?
Okay, the question is how has networking contributed to your career, and what tip do you have for students or anybody looking forward for meaningful connection in the tech industry? So that's the question.
That's not my business. I'm not the one that put this up.
Okay. I'm just keep it short. Attend community events.
You can't
Any event you
Let's
see,
talk to them, please.
and make friends. So it's very important. Just make friends. Even if you don't make friends, that once I was tech events, you like, yeah, to say, no, we will not talk. Somebody will come and meet you.
Uh, can anybody still hear Mr. Ayomide? Hello? don't think I can. Can anybody hear me? Oh no.
that he got into that time, and he has not really gotten in that time. So that time the time he posted about that he was in highest ranking in Nigeria. So I was like, wow. So I collected his number from there. Just the next week, I just heard the news that this boy will not grow. See that kind of thing. And that's what's about tech events. Your left or right, the person will be billionaire and the next tomorrow. So that's what I'm about tech events. You don't know who is who. So just make friends in tech events. That's the advice I will tell you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Don't get billionaire number like that. So that's how it is. So that's how you use friends.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So, also, Mr. Ayoola, please, can you also give us an answer to that?
Alright. So mine has mostly been around tech communities. I've not been able to attend the physical tech events. So what I do is make sure I don't talk every time, but I'm active on tech community and tech communities. They are good thing. When one have an issue and they're trying to solve, and when it what's called it relates to what I'm doing, be it front end, be it back end. So I just try my best to what's it called offer them solution. And when I contribute rather or I help them, then at the end of the day they will DM me, they will send me a DM, right? Then from there we become friends, chats. Anytime they have any other issue, just come straight to my DM like that. So I think that I've been able to network with different kind of people in different states and stuff like that. So just mostly through tech communities.
All right. Okay, that is also nice. Okay, so also the same advice we go for anybody that want to network. So join tech community. We have GDSC OUI, we have Reputech, we have a lot of other community out there. So I think yeah. So the last question I have here with me, and we are going to call it a day. So I actually want to thank everybody that has been on this call from the start to this very moment. Is not easy. Oh my, next web Peterson just message me now. Just message me that he lost track. Okay, Sha. So yeah. So anyways, the next question I have here, I think I should have called him, Sha. Yeah. All these travelers. Yeah, so the last question I have here, sorry, the last question I have here is so now what advice would you give to current students aspiring to build successful career in tech? So I know we have said, oh, actually most of the question you guys have answered since actually answered this question, but in summary, I would like the speakers to actually answer this question. That is, what advice will you give to current students aspiring to build successful career in technology based on your own experience and also the lessons you have learned over the years? So, um, Mr. Yola, please can you go first?
It's about the what's it called? About the advice. I
Yes.
think when I started, the issue I had was I didn't have any what's it called people around me that were into tech. Understand? So to the point that okay, aside from Peterson, um, Python, I think that those are the only two people I knew that were doing tech then in OUI in general. So what's it called? I was just like mostly alone, and that really affected my growth. So for anyone that what's it called, anyone that's into tech, what's it called? My advice is just try and look for communities you can join. And thank God we have GDSC. Get also like build together with what's it called people that are into your field. Look for someone if you're in front end, what's it called? If you are going to front end engineering, look for people in different communities, GDSC, who are also in front-end engineering, be in contact with them, and you guys should build together. That actually helps a lot. At least when you have a problem, you guys come together and solve it. Because then when I have a problem, They just drop it for like a week or two, sometimes 3 weeks. You understand? So I didn't have that. I didn't have someone else who was actually building with me, and I didn't have a mentor yet then. So that's my advice.
All right. So thank you very much for that. That's a very awesome one. Um,
Okay.
you, okay, yeah, that's a very awesome one. So thank you very much. So Mr. Abib as well, please can you answer that question? That is, what advice will you give anybody that is interested in building a successful career in tech?
The advice I have to them is what I've been saying since. That just make sure that you are not building alone. Make sure you are involving other people. Make sure you are passionate about technology. Because a lot of people now, before we used to have a lot of people we used to have only passionate people in tech, but now we're having people that are joining for money. They just join and they just want to be earning $1,000 like that straight up. So the advice I'll give for them, just calm down, just relax. You will do a lot of free jobs. Just calm down. You do a lot of free jobs. You're going to learn. You're going to unlearn. You're going to relearn. So there are a lot of things that you need to learn. Just be patient. Be building yourself. Look, the world is going to notice you. The world is watching. Like when I was in 100 level now, I used to do my own stuff in my own room. I'll just be doing my HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in my room. And one day, before I knew it, Python just messaged me out of the blues. I didn't even know that. Because I used to get Python around the school. I used to get Python. That Python is one big developer around in OUI. Then one day, he just messaged me out of the blues. Because why? Because he was watching. People have been watching. Even if you don't know they are watching, they are also watching. So just continue doing what you are doing. Join communities. Be helping people. One day, you just see as you just have $1 million. So that's it.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. So everything not alone, just make connection and don't be a nerd as most people are now. Don't be a nerd now. Don't be a nerd, don't just be a solo developer. That's why all these Lagosians they have mouths. That's why they are actually getting a lot of job. Yeah. So to our next speaker, Mr. Ayomide Onibokun. She's the last speaker. Please can you answer the question for us? Hello, Mr. Ayomide.
Sorry, just give me like 5 seconds. What's
Alright.
the Okay, so the question is again. What is the question again?
Like yeah, the question is what advice do you give to current students aspiring to build successful career in technology based on your own experience and lesson you have learned? Yeah.
Okay, so let me just say picks from what Latif said. So he said something about nowadays now that you see people now are going to tech up because of the money itself. So the thing about tech is that let me tell you the fact, if you are thinking of going to tech for money, you will get frustrated because tech is not something that just because even some jobs frustrate you, and there's no job that is as frustrating as tech because tech will play with your mental health. There's a lot of mental stuff in tech. So the thing is that passion is always the main thing. Like you must have passion, but the thing is that passion actually leads to another thing. So the thing is, if you start with the passion, it actually helps you out. But in the end, you have to take it as a career. Because even when I was starting, I did a couple of free websites and all like that. So even sometimes there was a brand I was working with that was doing just the guy didn't pay me. He was just paying me for my data. And even sometimes I have to do overnight data just to. But I saw guy's vision, and it actually worked out. So those are the things. So the thing is, doing voluntary helps a lot in your career because you learn a lot from doing voluntary, and it actually gives you recognition To me, if I didn't like give voluntary, if I didn't voluntary to like train students, I don't think people would be happy. Like I want people won't know that is fact about it. So one thing I will just say is if you are doing good voluntary, so open source is another thing. So like they used to say that if you want to exclude, contribute to open source. That's another thing. And once you contribute to open source, like a Unicode developer will say, if you want to become a popular developer, just be the open source job. You be a celeb, get celeb, so that's the thing about it. So another thing is that I'll tell you is again is that um, let me say yes, training community and also like have a mentor that's in the training community because most of you that are sales developer like me too. So the thing about it is that when I was starting, I didn't really have a roadmap to unlike now that we have medium articles and then there's so many articles like you can see how to become a great developer. You see a roadmap, there's so many tweets like that, you see it every day. But the time of my time, I don't think there was no they will say it might be medium, but it was not really you hardly get a good result. If you decide how to become a web developer, you likely see maybe all these sites like that or all these webcam or all these good stuff things like that. You don't see the core roadmap that's what you but and those things actually affect. So you kind of like stuck in one place and all. So that's where the mentor comes in. The mentor guides you in where you're going to the right path. So instead of just learning some, because there are some things you might be learning that might not be useful and you can kind of be like wasting a lot of time. So if you have a roadmap to actually help you out and it takes you learn fast. That's why they used to say that someone that is experienced, the experienced developer can pick a new language and start with projects just few time because you already know the roadmap. So that's where the mentor comes in. So it's always good to have a mentor. So that's what I would say about it.
All right. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, so this will be the conclusion of today's event. So I seriously want to thank everybody that was able to like stay till the end of this event, and a very big thank you to all our speaker for taking out of their big busy schedule to inspire us and also to deliver such inspiring answers to all the questions we have been asking so far. So thank you very much um, for joining us, and also thank you very much for spending your time with us and everything. So also to my country members that were able to join the call. So thank you very much as well to Love It, me myself, Adewale Ayoola, thank you sir, Farouk Oyewole, Mr. Habeeb Lateef, Ayomide Onibokun. So thank you very much for joining, and we really appreciate. We are planning some other events in the future, and we hope to get better at our publicity and also to get more people to join the event in future events. Yeah. So thank you very much, everybody. This will be the end of today's event. I believe we have been able to learn one or two stuff throughout this event, and also keep in mind this event is actually recorded, so I will upload it on YouTube on the GDSC YouTube probably later this evening, and I will share the link on the GDSC platform. So in case you miss anything whatsoever, in case you miss any stuff, or in case you want to go back to any answers, you can always go back to it on our YouTube channel. Yeah, so thank you very much for your time, and see you guys in another event. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much,
Yeah,
Samuel.
thank you.